Fantasy Footballers Sunday Live.
What's up, everybody? It's Sunday. I'm live. That means it's Sunday Live. Welcome in. It's your boy, Mike the Fantasy Hitman Wright, joining you for this Sunday Live Tilt Fest extraordinaire. The stakes, they're not medium rare. No, the stakes are ramping up. Oh, that was bad. I am so sorry, everyone. That's how I'm starting the show. But I called it out. Hey, the stakes are, they are getting there. Getting there. It's almost playoff time. We got to make, hopefully, the right decisions. And that's what we're here to do. You know, I am your psychiatrist today. Hopefully, I can prescribe the right medicine for you and what ails you. If you've never joined us before, that's pretty wild that you're joining at this point in the season. But welcome in. Thank you for joining us. This is how this show works. We talk about the big news. There's actually not a ton of high-level stuff going on. There's some very impactful players, but not an overall just overwhelming amount of the news. So we go over that. Then we take a look at your start-sit questions from the website. Look, thefantasyfootballers.com. That's the hub. Everything is there. Our rankings are there. There is a start-sit tool. And we keep track of what's going on because every week there are very popular players who end up in that start-sit decision that everyone's making. Because, look, you know, we're all in a shared experience here. There's certain guys that they're more glaring than others that we want some answers for. And then I jump into your questions. Before we do that, if you want to be a kind and beautiful supporter of this show, jointhefoot.com. That's how you get access to a Foot Clan membership. Gives you so many awesome perks like the ultimate dashboard. Been talking about that all year long here. The Start Sit tool unlocks to 4 should you want to do it that way. You know, extra podcast every single week. Tons and tons of really cool tools. If you're at the particular membership level, you get access to the Matthew Betts injury report, the injury blitz that comes out every week where a licensed physical therapist talks about his take on how these injuries are going, help you prepare for the weekend. But that's how it goes. Today, I am joined. Hey, you might notice that the stream is on time today and that the stream is going everywhere today. I'm not saying it's Papa Josh's fault, but he's not here today. Jeremy, Al Borland is here.
What's up, best friend?
Hello, best friend. And everything's working properly and normally. I mean, is that a coincidence? No, I don't think it is, but that's fine. Because we're here and we're live. We made it today. Let's get into it.
The big picture.
All right. Like I said, short and sweet today. Trevor Lawrence, he remains out for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So if you got anyone on that team, good luck. At the running back position, Tank Bigsby is out. So all week, you know, we had a very fun discussion about Travis Etienne. Do you play him? Because it looked like Tank was going to be out. Then it was like, oh, Tank Bigsby might play and kind of remove that I think I can play Travis Etienne vibe. Well, Tank is out, so that vibe is out there. We gave a lot of breakdown on that during the show. The answer is really it could work, but that is oof. Isaiah Pacheco for the Kansas City Chiefs remains out. It sounds like that comeback it's on the horizon. It's very, very soon, so enjoy your Kareem Hunt plays while you can. Jaylen Warren, infamous non-10-point scoring Jaylen Warren, he's going to play. We had that weird, he got downgraded, didn't practice a little bit here in the week. I think it was a back injury, if I'm remembering it right. But he is going to give it a go. The team elevated another running back from the practice squad. So Jaylen Warren is just he has a very sketchy start just from analysis and probability. At the wide receiver position, Devontae Adams will play despite what was going on with practice this week. Tyler Boyd is in. He's in the notes for some reason. I don't know. I just read what the notes are, man. Amari Cooper is questionable for this afternoon. What is going on with Amari Cooper? I don't know. I mean, there was talk of a cast. I'm not sure where we are with that situation, but don't love it. Don't love it with the matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs and him with on this team really not being able to get any practice time in. The big one, CeeDee Lamb. He had his shoulder injury that he sustained, a week or two ago, lost his quarterback. Then he popped up again on the practice report with a new injury, said he's good to go, but he is questionable for the Monday night game, dancing under the moonlight in Cowboys Stadium. It sounds like he's going to go, but this is – I mean, he's elite. He's an elite player. I don't know how you bench him. You know, it would take a really strong play to get him out of your lineup. But be prepared just in case that CeeDee Lamb is not able to go. What are those pivot options? There are none. At the tight end position, Dalton Kincaid is out for the Buffalo Bills. Sam Laporta is out. We got another report this morning that sounds like he might be iffy for next week. So be prepared for that. You know, be on you, taking an eye out for tight end replacements. Noah Fant is out for the Seattle Seahawks. And George Kittle, our tight end king of the season. He's an afternoon game. He's not out yet, but he's not expected to play. Don't play George Kittle. It's not looking good. So that's it for the big picture here. Mr. Borland, is the computer, does it got all the information that we need? Excellent.
He's so hot right now.
Like I said, thefantasyfootballers.com, a start-sit tool is there. Put your two names in. It's going to give you a bunch of different variables that we're looking into about how we're making our projections to do our best to help you make the best decision that you can make for your team. All right, Al, who's hot right now?
Cedric Tillman.
Oh, my gosh. I freaking knew it was going to be Cedric Tillman.
How many questions have come in regarding Cedric Tillman?
Yeah, I totally get it.
So we're going to spend some time here. First off, Cedric Tillman or DeAndre Hopkins?
I would play – that one I think is pretty easy. I would play Cedric Tillman. It sounds like Juju. Is Juju back? Was that a confirmed thing? Go ahead and check that out for me.
I'll check.
But it was trending like he was going to play. I mean, you know, the matchup with the Bills, I just don't really have a good read on it. Neither does Jason. If you listened to the show, he thought he felt one way. About 5 minutes later, after some more thinking, he felt a different way.
Yeah, Juju is back.
Okay, so Juju is back. Does that really impact DeAndre Hopkins? That's a question we don't have the information for, but it could. I know that sounds ridiculous. It's Juju versus DeAndre Hopkins. It really could impact the target share for DeAndre Hopkins. Meanwhile, Cedric Tillman has been on an absolute heater. They had their bye week, so we forget about it because we're all goldfish in the fantasy football space, but gets to take on the Saints. Jameis still slinging. I lean Cedric Tillman. I'll take him over DeAndre Hopkins. Who else?
All right. Cedric Tillman or Juwan Jennings?
That's Juwan Jennings for me on that one, especially with George Kittle out. The divisional matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. Hopefully we get a lot of points there, but regardless of if the Seattle Seahawks are able to put up a fight or not, I think that Juwan Jennings is like a for sure a top 20 play to me rest of season with the way that things are trending. He might even move up into be a top 15 type of a play each and every week. A lot of weapons on San Francisco, but you want pieces of that action. Let me check their over under. So they are sitting at they're the highest over under of the week right now at 48.5. So there's 3 games that we based off of projections from DK and the Sharps in Vegas, the 3 highest over-unders right now, it's the 49ers, Seahawks, Chargers, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers. That should be of no surprise to those out there in the fantasy football community. We know that these teams are going to score some points, so I want in on that action. Give me the 49ers offense and Juwan. Who's next?
Let's actually stick on Juwan for just a sec because I see people asking about Juwan Jennings or Devontae Adams.
Oh, man. Brutal. So the name versus the backup here, which, I mean, Juwan Jennings' possible emergence of, like, us not really seeing it coming. I mean, number one, Ayuk's injury. You can't bank on that. But Ayuk was the story for the San Francisco 49ers. Well, Juwan Jennings got money over the offseason. It just got – the lead got buried there, of his lead, I should say, for Brandon Ayuk, who was a budding superstar. So he'll be playing in that Ayuk role. I like Juwan Jennings. So Adams against the Colts, I'm going to go with Juwan. That's a really difficult decision. Adams, the production hasn't been there. The target share has been. And it feels like it's just a matter of time for that to click up there for the Jets with Rodgers throwing the ball to Adams, because the peripherals are there. It's just the connection. But in the meantime, I'm going to do it. I'm going to play Juwan Jennings over Devontae Adams.
All right, let's hop. Excuse me. Let's hop back over to Cedric Tillman. Are you starting Cedric Tillman or Andy's guy Calvin Ridley?
I like Ridley a lot in this spot against the Minnesota Vikings with the pass funnel type of a defense. Man. I think if you really got to go for it, I'd go Calvin Ridley. I'd somehow, just trying to think about this right now off the cuff, I think that Cedric Tillman feels a little bit safer here than Calvin Ridley, just with it's Jameis, man. He's going to let it go. He's going to have that A dot. So I'm going to lean that Cedric Tillman's a little bit safer, Ridley more volatile with the higher upside. I don't think Calvin Ridley can give you that 150-1. I don't know that Cedric Tillman has that, but with the way that the season's gone for Ridley, a little more volatile.
All right, last Cedric Tillman question. Are you starting him or Darnell Mooney coming off that Achilles report?
Yeah. So he popped up on the Achilles report. Man, let me go check the Falcons and the Broncos. We got that. It's a 45-point over-under, so it's not too bad. Implied team total for the Falcons just under 22 points. Just is Surtain, is this the elimination of Drake London, or I should say just making it much harder for Drake London, so Darnell Mooney should see some more favorable looks against this. I'm gonna stick with Mooney in that one. That one's very close, but I'll stick with Mooney.
All righty, let's move over to the running back position. Are you starting your guy, Rico Dowdle, or Travis Etienne Jr.?
I'm not trying to be the Rico Dowdle guy. I mean, I understand I can't stop talking about Rico Dowdle because whatever. I'm not going to get into that right now. But Rico Dowdle and Travis Etienne, come on. We're not playing Travis Etienne. That's the mantra of the show this week. I'm going to put Rico Dowdle out there. Mike McCarthy. Okay, Mr. McCarthy, zoom in here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Mike McCarthy. Do the right thing. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Don't let the old moon man tell you what to do. He doesn't know what's going on. He thinks there's a home field advantage for not putting curtains up, but they put curtains up in the middle of the night for a Mike Tyson-Paul fight? A boxing match? What are we doing over here? Do the right thing. All right, get the light off. I'm going Rico Dowdle, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
What about Rico Dowdle or Audric Estime?
That one actually is easier for me. I'll go with Rico Dowdle. Look, let me check one thing here. I don't love the implied team total for the Dallas Cowboys. Throw that. I lost track. What was the name again?
Audric Estime.
Estime.
Facing the Falcons.
He's just It's like the Brian Robinson line against the Eagles. It was lower odds that he was actually going to give you a good fantasy day. He did, because touchdowns are worth just so many points. But Estime, last week, it was no targets. Javonte is still going to play a role in being a pass catching back, and so is McLaughlin. Estime is very interesting to me. If you've been with us since the offseason, he was a guy I really liked. I liked his tape. I thought he was more athletic than the actual measurables that he took during the combine. And his opportunity, I do really think that it's a real thing. But Rico also has this opportunity, and he's been getting the ball in the passing game. So I'll take those points. I think we mentioned it this week on the show, just how much more valuable a target is than a rushing attempt, almost 2x or so. So I'm going to stick with Rico Dowdle there. Who's next?
All right, last one at this position. Are we going J.K. Dobbins versus Cincinnati or DeAndre Swift versus Green Bay?
Oh man, I mentioned it. The Chargers are they're tied for the second highest over under. Their implied team total is about 25 points. It's very, very healthy. DeAndre Swift, it's been an absolute nightmare here of the last couple of weeks of him fading back into the guy that we were making fun of. But Dobbins it's not been great. I'm going to stick with Dobbins, though. Against the Bengals, I think he might be able to rip off a big run or two. And I know that Gus Edwards is there. He's going to take some work. But I'm going to take Dobbins in that head-to-head matchup.
All right, we're going to move over to the tight end position where I'm seeing
Oh, boy.
a lot of questions around Dawson Knox. So I'm just going to fire off some Dawson Knox and you can rapid fire or
NFL,
discuss.
you did this to us with the 4 teams on bye, and now our elite players getting hurt. This is going to be gross.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Dawson Knox or Big Montana Will Disley.
Oh, baby, give me Will Disley. Hopefully last week is not hopefully the Chargers didn't, decide that they're going to fully move away from how pass heavy they have been when it's neutral. But Will Disley is I picked up Will Disley in a spot to play him too. The guy's getting actual targets. Dawson Knox, I know Kincaid's out, and Amari Cooper's limited, but I just feel like Dawson Knox has had his opportunities here, and it's just Josh Allen is with the scheme. He's we're not taking advantage of the tight end position up in Buffalo, so I'm going to go with Will Disley. Give me the big Montana. We're going that way.
All right, Dawson Knox or the gadget guy Taysom Hill.
Okay, I'm going. Taysom Hill's a fine play this week. Like Dawson Knox is you better have seen the bright star last night and got a good old Pinocchio wish on that thing for Dawson Knox. I'm playing Taysom. I'm playing Taysom with confidence. I have him at my tight end 7 right now.
Nice, because I'm starting him, so that's good to hear.
Look, this week is not good, but in the land of not good, a gadget man who gets goal line carries every once in a while and receptions, and maybe throws a touchdown. I don't know, but I'm going Taysom.
All righty, Dawson Knox or Hunter Henry.
That one, I know Hunter Henry was disappointing recently, but the process was correct because then Austin Hooper had himself an okay game. I'm going to take Hunter Henry. He's actually involved.
All right, last chance to choose Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox or Jonnu Smith?
It's Jonnu.
All right.
What?
These are the questions that are coming in, man.
Foot Clan. People. I know that Dawson Knox has this brand new shiny opportunity in front of us, but we've got players who are actually getting targets and have a rapport, and they're not just like, hey, the guy in front of me got hurt, so now I got this huge opportunity. This is when Dawson Knox goes for 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Now we're like, you guys are so dumb. You're like, he had 5 yards and 2 touchdowns. What do you want me to do? But no, I'm taking guys who are getting real volume, and they're really a part of the passing offense, or like Taysom, just a part of the offense over Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox is a DFS punt play. If you are just looking at that waivers like, I got to put Dawson Knox in the lineup, go play some DFS. Get rid of that itch that place so you can, not destroy your team. Who's next?
All right, we're going to move over to the quarterback position.
The answer is Russell Wilson.
Okay. You knew the question?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I figure. All right, who would know? What's the question? I don't know what it is.
The most popular one we have coming in is Russell Wilson versus Bo Nix.
That's Russell Wilson for me. I want the matchup against the Baltimore Ravens, baby. Come on.
All right. And the only other quarterback question I've got for you here is Geno Smith or Drake May?
Okay, there we go. That is disgusting. Okay, May takes on the Rams. Geno gets the 49ers. Geno has been – I think Andy brought it up of like where Geno is on the year, and it was very surprising that he's QB9. He's had 1 disastrous game, 2 meh games, but other than that, he's been okay. I know Bo Nix is really starting to heat up. Gosh, do you take the defense that I'd rather play against in the Atlanta Falcons and take Bo Nix? Man, that is really, really, really close. I guess Bo Nix, we've had a safer rushing floor with him. I'll take Bo Nix. That's a really close one, though. So if your heart's telling you Geno, I'm not opposed to that, but I would play Bo.
All right. Let's get over to the people,
Let's
Mike.
do it.
Stardom, set 'em.
All right. Like I said, jointhefoot.com if you want to support the show and get awesome stuffs. Let's start here. The Tillman questions don't stop. We got Devin saying George Pickens or Cedric Tillman. That's George Pickens to me. That is a I'm not even debating it. It's George Pickens against the Baltimore Ravens. That dude is I'm calling him NBA Jam on fire. I'm biased because I was projecting this, but I really, really believe in George Pickens becoming something special here. Victor says, it's my second quarterback, Jameis or the recently reinstated Anthony Richardson. I would play Jameis. I think that Jameis is he's a fine play, and if Richardson goes off on the bench, is that good? Is that actually good? I don't know. Because if he goes off on your bench, then you're putting him in for sure next week. I need to see it. I need to see it from Richardson. The lows have been so catastrophically low that I'm gonna try out Jameis Winston there. Andre says CeeDee Lamb or T. Higgins in a full PPR. Look, they're running up the hill. Apparently that narrative has worked out. That thing exploded for the original content creator. So shout out. What a great find there. That T is going to play. I'm going to play T. What could go wrong, huh? What could go wrong with that? I'm playing T. Higgins. I'd rather have Joe Burrow, who has been on fire, throwing me the ball to T. Higgins, who his last 3 active games were very, very nice. So I'm going to take him. Next question comes in from Pizza My Heart. The Mooney or Stevenson? Darnell Mooney or Ramondre? Get Ramondre out of my life. That one's easy. Give me Darnell Mooney there. Time we're good. Next question. Michael wants to know Metcalf or Debo. Oh, man. I get it. DK is he's been very good. I'm going to play Debo, though. I feel like what Debo's last game was a poor game, if I'm remembering that correctly.
He had about 10.
Let me see. 10.1. Oh, Jason Moore loved it. Just over the 10-point threshold. Wide receiver 24. So much better than everybody else. I'm playing Debo. Things really should, after this, the bye week was 2 weeks ago, but I think Debo is about to start cooking as well. So I'm going to stick with him over DK. Give DK a week back from his injury. Abby says Calvin Ridley or Debo. I'm going Debo there. Yeah, I can't see a world where I would have the confidence to play Ridley over Debo. No. Oh, it's when you read a question, you're like, I don't know if I should answer it, but you got to do it for the people. Matthew wants to know Tyreek Hill or Calvin Ridley. Sweet, fancy molasses. Oh, man. If I had the 2 players, would I really have the courage to put Calvin Ridley in? And I don't think I would. I would play Tyreek Hill, and I totally understand this question. Tyreek Hill is putting people in such a bad situation. I would still go with Tyreek Hill. He's playing the Raiders. They beat up on bad teams. Come on, Tua. Let's get it back together. Next question. Jay Hendricks says Dobbins or Tillman. I'm going to play Cedric Tillman in that event. Very, very, very close. Here we go. Nasty boys. Alex says Romeo Dobbs or Demario Douglas. I'm going to play Dobbs here. Douglas. The Douglas stuff is so weird because he does seem like he's Drake May's boy, but we're not getting anything of note. We're getting some cool-looking plays here every once in a while, but we're not getting anything substantial. So I'm going to go with Dobbs, can give you 2 touchdowns. Pop Douglas, I do not think that's in the cards at all. And the floors between the 2 guys, I don't know whose floor is safer. So I'll just take I'm going to chase the ceiling on there. And we're going to get out of here on this one. Let me pull a quick fresh one. Ryan says Cedric Tillman he's the hot topic. Jamison Williams or Cedric Tillman. Laporta being out does give Jamison Williams that bump, but I'm going to put Tillman in there. I'm going to trust that. It's full PPR, they said. I'm going to trust that target share from him. That is going to do it. Reminder, thefantasyfootballers.com. The rankings, they're still going to be worked on here. I apologize if I didn't get to a player not named Cedric Tillman that you have a question about, but go check that out. Good luck today, everybody. I know the stakes are high. We're rooting for everybody. thefantasyfootballers.com, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember to keep it beautiful. Mwah! Bye-bye.